Or even try to school ya. Oh no. Ooh. We've got the mind of our own. So go to hell if what you're thinking is not right. Love will never leave us alone. In the darkness they must come out alive. Could you be loved?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I just want to hear a little bit of that family. Keep that playing a moment.
Could you be loved? Oh, now. And be loved.
The road of life is rocky, and you may stumble too. So while you point your finger, someone else is judging you. Could you belong? Could you belong? Could you belong? Could you belong? Could you belong?
Oh yes.
Could you belong?
11/20/2015.
Don't let them change you.
Heart to heart. When a well-packed web of lies has been sold gradually to the masses over generations, the truth would seem utterly preposterous and a speaker a raving lunatic. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living. When you do not know who you are, you follow the knowledge of the world education system. Energy flows with information. What outdated information are you currently aligned with? Are you living the life that you want? Welcome to Heart Healthy Living. First, I give thanks for the creative source of this universe, and I give thanks to my mother, Shirley Hardy. Woo! The energetic angel in my life. Greetings to you all in love and kindness. Thank you for tuning in to Heart Healthy Living and for sharing the good news with this show with family and friends. You are tuned into a live broadcast today. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks. They call me Dr. K. I'm a pioneering Nest Health bioenergetic practitioner and a conscious self-health care educator. I'm not a medical doctor of disease care, but a pioneer educator in the field of quantum health and healing. We're talking about conscious self-health care right here on the airwave of Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency. I'm the founder of the Arc of Self-Healing and Self-Help. Health Education for Longevity and Peace is a health wellness maintenance organization for the prevention of diseases. We share information that illnesses are no longer seen as diseases. We now understand that we create cellular malfunctions and organized breakdown that cannot be corrected by pharmaceuticals and unnecessary removal of organs, amputation of limbs. The current paradigm in healthcare, the disease care model, is now seen as outdated and no longer a viable way to care for the well-being of your human frame. Often, it's in the seeming breakdowns that the greatest breakthroughs are born. Diseases are recognized as scrambled information, distortions in the human body field, breakdown in physiology, and also 100% a part of a belief system, created by the ways in which you choose to care for your human body, your vessel. You see, family, community, and friends, it's been so exciting just knowing and learning the new information on genes. Understanding and knowing that it's not in the genes, so we don't have to have that fear of, I inherited it. No, you did not, because it has been proven scientifically that it's not in the genes. They don't just turn themselves on and off like they would have you think. See, your consciousness is actually that mechanism that you want to say turns it on and off, how you think and how you're vibrating. So, is how the genes are taught to express themselves. So how are you telling your cells to express themselves? Sickness, disease state, or a cellular malfunction that you can correct. You have control over. Expanding our current state of wellness on healthcare with the new information. Yes, it's some new information. It's old information, but it's new information because now that old information is somewhat scientifically proven. So they call it new information. So, but guess what? You can say that all that woo stuff is true stuff. So on well-being, it gives you the opportunity to refine certain aspects of your lives and our experiences. And you become healthier and happier as a result. Because 100%, when you feel good, you act good, you do good. So you are tuned to Heart Healthy Living. And yes, I'm broadcasting live from downtown Anacostia in Washington, D.C. So are you, not the person around you, are you ready to bury disease thinking? Because that's where your healthcare really starts at. Because you know, two thoughts that's different, trying to occupy the same space, the one that you give more thought to is the one that's going to vibrate in your life. So are you ready to bury disease thinking? Because that's the beginning to erasing what you feel that your body is going through, how you look at it. So if you bury disease thinking, you can say that you have cellular malfunctions instead of saying that I have a disease that I'm looking for a cure for. So are you ready to shift from a man-made mindset of human consciousness? That's my quote. Man-made mindset of human consciousness about healthcare. Really about everything in life. But definitely about your healthcare. You see, we can quickly bring ourselves back to alignment with the most authentic part of ourselves. It's not our vessel. We're talking about the most authentic part of ourselves. And we can nurture ourselves back to our original state of being through our thoughts, our consciousness, 100%. Diet, manifested body. I want to talk about that today as we share part 2 of why Christians get sick. Lifestyles, and having access to correct information. That's what we try to share with you right now. Enough information for you to look at the old paradigm in healthcare, look at the new information in healthcare, and see how you can create a healthcare plan for yourself. So are you ready? Are you ready to get radical about your healthcare? Because I sure did. I am radical about my healthcare. That's why I'm telling you to bury disease thinking, suggesting to you, asking you to think about that, burying that thought, knowing that you have the power to control, to activate your natural healing powers in your body. Because we like to say that health is consciousness, 100%, and healing is a function of consciousness. Nothing external is going to create that. It has to come within first, and that is through your consciousness, telling those cells how to feel, how to vibrate. So on this show, we share inspiring conversations. I will be having one with you today. No guests, just me, and the article from Hallelujah Acres, Reverend Malkmus, talking from the Bible on how to better take care of your physical vessel that you move around in. And so we share music, and when I'm by myself, we play a little bit of music, a little bit longer for you. And we do poetry. And share enlightening articles, the one I'm going to share today, and interviews. We do have an interview next week. We should be having a special guest coming on talking about, he's one of the organizers for this 25th anniversary of the Million Man March. And we're going to see just what's happening with that. Hopefully the interview will happen next week. And so 100%, what I do here on Heart to Heart Healthy Living is I'm holding the space because I'm in that space. I'm holding the space for you so that you can share your transformation healthcare stories. We're talking about 100% emancipating yourself from medical mental slavery and saying how you have done that. You know, you might have been told that you needed to have a surgery and you thought about it and you said, well, you know, I have a lot of information that I've been hearing for years and years and years. I think I want to go and really work with that information before I decide to go have this surgery. And you found success in that. And then that made you expand your awareness a little bit more. You said, maybe I just need to stop thinking like that and totally start thinking on healthcare for myself and what I can do to better align my body. And we want to honor you. We want to hold the space for you. Every April, 30th, Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery Day, we celebrate you. We celebrate the individual that has taken back control of their health. And we honor a visionary in the community that's making a way for this to happen to the people that don't really get that good data all the time about what's happening in the healthcare. And they still stuck believing, like one of the things that is inherited. And even in shifting that energy, it's so powerful to know that you're not a victim to your genes. That's one of the things and why I am where I am today, because I gave that thought up almost 35, 40 years ago that I would have kidney disease like my father did and die early at the age of 37. But I'm 58 now, so I've learned some things, and I'm just trying to share it with you so you can have a happier life. So you can call in today. You can share if you like. 310-928-7733. Start the article. Take a commercial break. Anybody's on the line, we'll communicate, and then I'll continue on with the article. But you can call in 310-928-7733. You can also send an email, innerlightradio@yahoo.com, and I will get that message. But remember, when you do call in, you're entering into a live chat room. So we know, and like for you to know where that mute button is. So you can hit that mute button, and I would invite you to join the conversation by your phone number or your Skype name. So once again, welcome to the Conscious Wellness Checkpoint. And for some, it's a choice point. Time to really make that decision. So take out your pen and paper, check the pulse, and get ready to write your own prescription plan. Isn't that powerful? You get to write it. Look at how you have been treating yourself and see what you want to do differently from the information that we share with you. Family, community, and friends, I have one goal, one purpose, one thought, one action, one vision, one movement, and one passion. To share information to empower all to rise above the fear of diseases. Yes, 100%. It's time to embrace fear of diseases. When I say bear disease thinking, I'm not saying act like it ain't there. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying embrace it and let it go. And don't give it control over your life. So it's time to give diseases a big old hug. Hold the disease so tightly that thought vanishes from your heart and mind. And knowing that you have a cellular malfunction that you can correct, that's what we're talking about. We are assisting each other with information so that we all can make conscious self-healthcare moves when making a choice. Mental observation view is essential for your success. 100%. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, the one and only conscious self-healthcare educator, and you are tuned in to Heart Healthy Living. And thank you so very much. We're going to take a station break, and I'm going to come back and start the conversation.
There seems to be no solution to your healthcare problem. Is it okay for me to say to you that you can have peace of mind? Take back control of your health. Are you experiencing anxiety, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, any fictitious disease? Whatever your symptoms or diagnoses are, there is a conscious solution to transform the cause of your pain, not treat symptoms or mask it. No prescription medication, no over-the-counter drugs, no organs removed are required. Take back control of your health by the renewing of your mind. You can create wellness today. Contact Dr. K. 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, www.celllife.com.
Yeah. Got you feeling good. Woo. All right, you know how we do it. Take that good leany breath and let it circulate all through your body. And let every part of it. That sure was a good song to do that. Take that kundalini breath. And feel good. One of my handles is Pound Feel Good Humanity. If you're feeling good and you're a part of humanity, Pound Feel Good Humanity. Tweet it out. Tweet it out. Our Feel Good Infoceutical for the week. And that's Feel Good Infoceutical for the week. I am actually working with the muscle driver and the nerve driver this week because my jaw, my bite, is really getting to me. Everybody knows about my tooth incident, and I'm going to be doing some videos in reference to that like I did with my eye. You know, Dr. K, how do you take care of yourself? Well, I got a thing going on with my tooth, my jaws, and I'm getting ready to start video recording how I'm taking care of that. And one of the ways is I'm using Muscle Driver, one of the feel-good infoceuticals from Nest Health. We're talking about New Frontier Information and Healthcare, and these infoceuticals are powerful. Nest Feel Good Infoceuticals. They are safe and effective in restoring energetic coherence within the body field. And every part of your body has a field, and that field is connected. And so we're working with infoceuticals. And so the Muscle Driver assists in the energetic clearing of metabolic waste stored in the muscles, tissues to help restore flexibility, mobility, and muscle strength. Improving the muscle field helps promote personal independence and supports the ability to animate dreams and desires. You may experience some muscle soreness initially when taken because what is this doing? It's releasing the toxins out of the muscle, the waste. And it's through infoceuticals. And I'm feeling the effect of that, but I'm thankful for it because I don't want all that to sit in my mouth and cause it to swell up again. And so I'm taking the Muscle Driver, and because it helps me with my independence too. Anything, something going on with your muscles is about animating your life and moving forward. And believe me, I'm animating my life again and moving forward. And Nerve Drive. I'm taking Nerve Drive. These are feel-good infoceutical families. They are feel-good infoceuticals. You do not need a Nest scan for the feel-good infoceuticals. They're based on symptoms. There's 17 feel-good infoceuticals. And we're talking about this week, experiencing the Muscle Driver and the Nerve Driver. If you feel that these infoceuticals can assist you, you just go to my website and order whichever infoceutical that's going to help you improve your ability to transfer information correctly in the body and get that energy to have a perfect flow. So the Nerve Driver supports your entire nervous system energetic field, helping your body better deal with stress. Nervous system energy fields can also be affected by pollutants. Nerve Driver helps shed those toxins as well as promote feeling of calmness and aid your ability to get a restful sleep, because we all know that we need to have a restful sleep so the body can regenerate itself. And so I'm focusing on those two infoceuticals this week to assist me in a particular area because, like we say, it's symptom-based. And so since I'm working with my TMJ, as the Western medicine want to call it, and I'm working with my jaw muscles and my teeth, I'm going to work with that and the My Health, and I'm going to be recording. So remember, you can create your own energetic first aid kit right in your own home. Go to ConsciousSelfHealthcare.com, click on the link for infoceuticals, and feel good, humanity. You got to feel good. When you feel good, you do good, you act good, and things happen in your life. Take that Kundalini breath. Focus on those infoceuticals. And of course, you're going to meditate on your throat chakra, because if you have been holding back from speaking your truth, you get to take that breath, take that nerve infoceutical, you be calm, And you know what? You start speaking your truth for you, because it's not going to match anybody else's out there. It's a new time. We are shedding skin. And we're coming out of the caterpillar stage, and we all are brand new. And so therefore people are not going to like the way you vibe, because they're not getting what they used to get from you, because we connect ourselves with people because of the energy vibration, and that vibration comes back to us and make us feel good. And when you shift your energy and you raise your frequencies, and that person is still on a lower level frequency, and they use the frequency from you and you're no longer there, they're going to have friction with you because they want you to come back down. And I'm saying this week, use your voice, stand your ground. There's new energy out there, and if you want to be different and they don't, go ahead and do it. You're going to be all right. So this week, you want to vibrate to the throat chakra, and you want to speak your truth. So take that Kundalini breath, rewrite through your consciousness, or you got your pen and paper out. Last week, we're talking about Reverend Malkmus' article. It's a wonderful article, combination of all his many, many years supporting the Christian community and how to look at the Bible to assist you with conscious self-health care. He calls it something else, but that's what I call it. So the part 2 of the article is called Health is a Matter of Choice. And it is. It is a matter of choice these days, because if you do not fully 100% understand how to care for your body, that's your first thing that you must learn. Cellular ecology. It's very important that you understand how the cells work, and you don't need to go to medical school to do it, to learn just how the cells work. That's why we call it cellular malfunctions and not diseases, because cells have a job to do, and it's your job to assist them with doing it. And so Reverend Malkmus is talking about the fundamental level of how to care for the vessel that you are used, that your soul and spirit is housed in, and what caused it to hold on to so much toxin and pollutant that it feel like you are dying. And you can clean that up. The death process, the life process, the living process, it's the same process. But we have to figure out what we're doing wrong to make us feel so heavy. And one of the things we do to the body is we keep it in a more toxic state. And if you follow a certain program of eating, you will feel better in your body. That's basically what the food is all about, is how your body begins to perform. So that's one way we create energy, the basic way that we create energy. There's many, many ways we create energy for the body to move along. But for the people that eat, that is causing distress in your body, and they name it a disease. So for the Christian-based community, and if your pastor, or your preacher has not used that book to teach you how to care for your body, and they're running you back and forth to the doctor, Reverend Malkmus has an awesome program that is allowing you to understand how to use that book to take care of your body. And so I'm going to share this article with you, part 2. And he does capsulize last week's talk that we had on part 1. So are you ready? I am. Here we go. No interruptions. I'm not going to interrupt. Health is a Matter of Choice, part 2. In last week's health tip, in an article titled Health is a Matter of Choice, I began this series by saying, many in the Christian community believe that God governs everything that happens in their lives, including whether they get sick or remain healthy. Some even believe that their health and even the time of their death is totally out of their control, in God's hands. I personally reject that kind of thinking, because my Bible tells me that God wants us to be in health. 3 John and 2. He says, then I concluded last week's health tip with these words. The standard American diet, SAD, is Satan's alternative diet, SAD. You will find the SAD diet is comprised almost completely of items that were not found in God's Genesis 1 and 29 diet. He says this sad diet is the cause of almost every physical problem other than accidents man experienced during his or her lifetime. When a man or a woman chooses to reject the sad and come to consume God's Genesis 1 and 2 diet, that person almost always sees their physical problems simply disappear. and they don't get sick anymore. He says, I laid the foundation for this series by showing how God designs his human creation to be nourished. Today I will show you that not only is almost every food item in the standard American diet sad, not found in God's Genesis 1 and 2 diet, but shows also how the foods found in the sad are the cause of almost every physical problem being experienced in both the Christian and non-Christian communities today. He says in Deuteronomy 30:19, God offered the Israelites an opportunity to choose one or the other of two choices. You have a choice. He said, set before them. It was a choice that would determine the Israelites' future destiny. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you with life and death, blessings and cursings. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Today I'm going to do just that. Set before you a choice between life and death, blessings and cursings. I'm going to show you how the foods you choose to eat will determine whether you live in health or sickness. I implore you to choose foods that will bring you and your family life and health rather than sickness at an early age for an early grave. I'm going to implore you to choose life, that both thy and thy seed may live. Take a breath. That was a whole lot. Think about that. This is for our Christian community. To look at, I guess, scriptures a little bit differently of how you take care of your body and how you interpret certain things. He goes on to say your body is a living organism comprised of living cells. That's major. Your body is a living organism comprised of living cells. The physical body, your temple, your vessel. God designed man's soul and spirit to reside in during its earthly life experience. It's a living organism comprised of living cells. In Genesis 2:7, we learn that the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. The living organism comprised of living cells was designed by God to be nourished with living raw foods. The diet God told man he was to consume in Genesis 1 and 29. Raw fruits, raw vegetables, raw seeds, and raw nuts. All cooked foods are dead foods because any food heated to temperature that exceeds 122 degrees have had their enzymes destroyed by the heat, and that heat converts a living raw food to a dead food. Life begets life. Deaf or dead food cannot produce life, nor can dead food properly nourish or sustain a living organism comprised of living cells. The sad diet is comprised almost 100% of dead cooked foods. There is something very seriously wrong with the sad diet most people are consuming today. Do you think the fact that we are trying to nourish a living organism comprised of living cells with dead food might have anything to do with the physical problems almost every man, woman, and child is experiencing today? I'm trying to hold back from saying anything because I said I was going to read this article straightforward. Okay. Every animal in the wild, whether carnivorous or vegetarian, since creation to this present day, instinctively consumes all foods in their natural, raw, and living form. Animals in the wild to this present day are far wiser than the humans when it comes to what they consume for nourishment. The consumption of cooked foods has corrupted man's natural instincts that were possessed by Adam and Eve and those early humans. He says, let me suggest, dear reader, and this is Reverend Malkmus' article, found of Hallelujah Acres. He says, let me suggest, dear reader, that you take out a pen or pencil, and on a piece of paper write down everything you ate the last 24 hours. Write down everything you've eaten in the last 24 hours. Do that. You got your pen and paper out. If the average person, Christian or non-Christian, did that, they would be amazed to find that their diet is comprised of almost 100% dead food. And then remember the words of the scripture found in Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatever a man soweth, that man shall also reap. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that man shall also reap. And we're talking about your human body. Your human body is a living organism comprised of living cells because you are living. But how well are you living? We're talking about the diet, and you be like, oh, well, I'm living, I'm moving around, I'm doing my thing. I don't have to eat raw. I don't have to do that. And no, you do not have to eat raw. But when your body gets heavy and hold on to those toxins because that food that you're eating cannot move out your body, don't call it a disease. Call it what it is. I'm holding my body heavy because I'm not eating the things that allow it to push through my body with ease. It's not a disease. That's why when you change your diet, do a little bit of something good, you feel better, you lose weight, and you forget all about what was going on with you. Then you go back and you eat the same foods again. So let's be real about this. Let's call it what it is. You're out there, you eating the foods, they're lining you up telling you got a disease, and you buying into it because you don't want to change your diet. That's the first thing for the human body to get well. You have to change your diet. So if you don't do that, then you're saying what you want. So, wow. So Reverend Malkmus, he says, man's digestive system depends on fiber. And what does that diet have? No fiber. So you want to think about that. Think about what you're doing. Christians and non-Christians. He's sharing with you what God said eat. You can eat what you want. But if you want to get well, start with that, Christians. Take a deep breath. Did you write down what you had in the last 24 hours? I did. All right. Man's digestive system depends on the fiber. And where does the digestive system start at? It starts in the mouth. Keep that in mind. He says, man's digestive system depends on fiber. God, in his infinite wisdom, designed man with a very extensive, lengthy digestive tract containing many pockets, loops, and bends. This lengthy digestive system was designed by God to extract all the nutrients possible from the raw plant source foods. God told man in Genesis 1 and 29 he was to consume for food. God, in his infinite wisdom, also knew that if food did not move rapidly through this lengthy digestive system, it would petrify, rot in its almost 100-degree atmosphere. Man's body temperature is 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. And so God placed in all raw plant source food abundance of fiber. All raw plant source foods contain fiber. The fiber causes food to move efficiently through the lengthy digestive tract before it has time to petrify. The sad diet is almost totally devoid of fiber, so therefore the food is rotting in your body. I said I wasn't going to project while I'm reading, but I got to stop right here for one moment and ask the parents and the teenagers to look at what you've been eating for the past 10 years and understand what is happening to your body. If you've been waking up every morning eating junk food and fast food and cooked food and junk food and sodas, and just look, it's not moving through your body. It's sitting there petrifying, causing problems. I want you to think about this. Why are youth are not outliving their parents? So, he says, for instance, there is no fiber in anything of animal origin. None whatsoever. Nor is there any fiber in refined sugar. None whatsoever. Bunch of candy and sweets and donuts and stuff. Nor is there any fiber in refined white sugar. Nor in oils and fats. Nor in table salt or caffeine. Nor in soda pop, beer, wine, or even water. He says these fiberless substances make up almost 100% of the average person's dietary intake today. Again, take a few moments to reflect on what you ate or drank during the past 24 hours. You know, in the school time, and I'm walking out and I'm looking at the kids going to school and they're doing the same thing, running into the corner stores, getting themselves some soda pop and all that kind of stuff, and then going to class. And what's happening? We have to think about what we're doing and why it's important for us to look at the diet. You've been hearing this about the diet just as long as you've been hearing about anything else, and you put it to the side. So if you're saying you're conscious and you want to help yourself, you can't exclude the diet anymore. It's a part of it. Nobody's telling you how to eat. Now, I'm not telling you how to eat because I already got the note saying, well, how do you eat? How do you eat, Dr. K? Dr. K eats what she wants. She ain't complaining about nothing. And I know about my digestive system. And so I know what it needs. And you need to know what it needs for yourself and take care of yourself. So we help you write your own prescription plan on this show. And you got to understand what you're doing because that's partnering with you because you're responsible for your health care. So he says, how much of what you consume over the last 24 hours contain fiber? How much did what you consumed, what you gave your kids, what you see your teenagers running around eating, how much of it contained fiber? Because there is practically no fiber in the SAD diet, that means there is nothing to propel the food through the lengthy digestive tract. And thus the average person eats the SAD diet, suffers what? Constipation problems, gas problems, bloating problems, all that is constipation. All that's the food right in your body, can't get by. That's what it is. And then if you're on pharmaceuticals, that's what they do. They stop those receptors. They turn them off. And you're more constipated. And our children are constipated. And they can't tell you that they're constipated because you're not looking at it the way that you should look at it. And we need to be looking at it. If we want to save a generation, if we want to help a community, it starts with health care and how they're taking care of their bodies. Because again, when you feel good, feel good, humanity, you act good. He says, in an effort to correct this constipation problem, many people have to take laxative. But there is a better way to deal with constipation problems. Drink a lot of water. Most people, when they switch from the SAD diet to any other diet, a raw diet, primarily a raw diet, living foods, diet overloaded with fiber, based on God's Genesis 1:29 diet, see their constipation problems simply disappear. Their gas problem, bloating problems, all these problems disappear. Once again, it's a matter of cause and effect. Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's a lot of information, but it's good information. So that's really the main reason. The food has no life in it for the living cells. The cells want the nutrition from the food. So if you have no nutrition in your food, every day of your life, year after year after year after year, is going to show you some symptoms of breakdown, cellular malfunctions. And you're not in sync with things, going to feel that it is a disease, and they're going to go run and tell you that you have something in an area where your body is flooded and not able to receive the nutrition. The energy, the information is stagnated, is stuck. And you can shift that when you learn cellular ecology. And that's what we do here at the Arc of Self-Healing and Self-Help. I'm here just giving you information, trying to help you apply it to make your life a little bit better. Not trying to tell anybody what to do, just trying to give you information that you may not have, the information that you may have. You may be processing it on the old paradigm of understanding, and you might just need a little bit of vibration. But family, community, and friends, let's just face it. Remember, we are at the throat chakra today. and we're speaking our truth. And it starts with diet. If you're having any kind of health issue, look at what you're eating. If it ain't life, you're making your problems worse. So we're going to take a station break. Kundalini breathing. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living. I'm Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, Conscious Self-Healthcare Educator. Jamal, let's take a station break, and we'll come back and we'll finish the article up. Thank you so very much. Tuning in. Okay.
Do you feel lost? Do you feel out of sync? Could it be that you are experiencing electromagnetic sensitivity? Yes, electromagnetic sensitivity. Could man-made frequencies interfere with cellular activity and melatonin production? We are beings of frequency, light, and information, and you are your own experience. Do not conform any longer to the patterns of man-made mindset of human consciousness. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Schedule your Nest Provision Human Body Field Scan with Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit the website forcelllife.com, the number 4, CELLLIFE.com. Have the courage to expand your horizon and reprogram your cellular activities. Call Dr. K for your 15-minute wellness consultation, 202-248-7749.
Oh, yes. You are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living. Yes, we're sharing an article with you on Heart to Heart Healthy Living. We're sharing an article, Health is a Matter of a Choice. It's an article that was written by Reverend Malkmus. Hallelujah Acres has been around for about 30 years, and I became a health minister for Hallelujah Acres about 19 years ago. And this has been one way that I've easily been able to share healthcare information with individuals of the Christian persuasion. I send them to hacres.com and say, if you trust the word of the Bible, you trust your minister, then this is a minister that's telling you how to use that book to help you get well. I want you to understand that it's not through the pharmaceuticals. It's through how you eat for him. And for the physical body, the manifested body, we visualize that body as needing food. But what it needs is nutrition, the food that is not good for it, that sets in the body, that can't pass through because it has no fiber in it, it has no life in it. It's not giving the cells any energy. It has no real purpose, except for it tastes good. So we have to think about that. If you're going through anything, seriously, if you're still arguing about your diet, you're really holding yourself back. That's so old now that we have to fully understand about the diet and what's in that food. And the system does not care about you. The sad diet is made up of mostly chemicals. They can make a hamburger out of food that isn't food, and you'll still call it food. But know what you're eating in. If you know what you're eating and you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But if you're not and you really don't think that it's in the food, it's in the food. And that's what we're talking about. So as I continue this article, next section talks about the animal source foods damage the digestive system. So I think I'll get through this article. I won't get to start reading Heal Yourself and Others by Mastering Energy and Information, but I will. But I do want to invite you to go to my website, Conscious Self Healthcare. Click on the links out there. I do have a conference call that's starting in December, and it's all about the old paradigm and the new paradigm. I'm bringing it together for you where you can learn cellular ecology on your own with us in a safe environment. You get the book, Heal Yourself and Others, Mastering Energy and Information. That brings you up to the new frontier in quantum healthcare. And then we're going to be working with the Golden 7+1, the book from Dr. Samuel C. West, from the founder of the International Academy of Lithology, that teaches cellular ecology. So with those two books, conference call twice a month, you can understand cellular ecology on your own and know what this article and your cells and what you have been doing is all about, and create something different for yourself. You have to come up from the way that we were taught to think to the new way of understanding that that's not food out there anymore, and how you go find some real food. So I'll finish the article now. Animal source foods damage the digestive system. The most dangerous foods one can place in their bodies are those of animal origin, and for several reasons, he says. First, animal source foods are almost always cooked before consuming. This kills the enzymes and renders it a dead food. Second, there is no fiber to be found in anything of animal origin, which means they move through that lengthy digestive system very, very slowly, taking some 3 to 4 days to exit. As I said earlier, the temperature inside the physical body we each possess is approximately 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That is almost 100 degrees. He says, in my seminars, I often use the illustration of placing a pound of hamburger on the kitchen counter, turning on the thermostat up to 100 degrees, leaving the room and closing the doors behind. Then coming back into the room 3 or 4 days later and noticing the terrible odor coming from the petrified flesh. If a person eliminates animal source foods from their diet and adopts the Hallelujah diet or any other raw diet, a diet loaded with fiber, a diet loaded with life fiber, body odor almost always disappears, and there is no longer need for deodorant. Once again, cause and effect. What we sow, we reap. Reverend Malkmus says, I personally have had no need for deodorant since I eliminated animal source foods from my diet over 40 years ago. He says, animal sources are a cause of most colon problems, but there are far more dangerous problems with animal source foods than body odor. For instance, the petrified animal flesh that causes body odor becomes the primary cause of diverticulitis, all those colon diseases, irritable bowel syndrome, colitis, ulcers, colon cancer. You know, almost all the colon problems that we have is because the food is petrified in there, just tearing down the cell's walls, seeping into your bloodstream, causing your blood to become thick, and then just sending the same stuff round and round and round and round and round and round in your body. Aren't you tired? God, I know I am. We have received testimonies of almost every one of these listed colon problems simply going away after a person stopped consuming animal source foods and adopt some form of a raw diet. Combination, something 85%, 15% cooked, 2% meat if you have to. You know, just change your diet if you want to feel better. Look at what you're giving your kids so they can feel better and grow up better. That's all we're saying to you. He says, once again, it's a matter of cause and effect. What we sow, we also reap. You may have heard those with colon problems say that they cannot adopt the standard diet because the doctor has told them they should avoid raw vegetables. They would tell you that, to avoid raw vegetables. Yeah, they're going to tell you that. He says this is true because the fiber can irritate and damage the colon walls, which is why a person with colon problems often have to begin doing some kind of program. They have to start with juicing. To get the colon to feel better, to get it back in line. Drinking just the juice without the fiber. However, after the colon has begun to restore health from the juice, raw vegetables containing fiber can slowly be added back into the diet. Because that's one reason why people stop, because they feel all this irritating stuff, and then you tell them to do this and do it that way, and they just give up. So it is a process. So that's why you want to really get with somebody that understands how to assist you with shifting your diet so that you can make it through those what they call healing crisis. All right. And so he says animal source foods are the cause of most heart attacks and strokes. We know that. And did y'all hear that the FDA now just said your Motrin, Tylenol, and Advils and all those kind of over-the-counter drugs will definitely cause heart attacks and stroke. That's why we're saying you got to emancipate yourself. You got to think about barren disease thinking and the pharmaceuticals that you are using. So he talks about how it clogs the arteries up. The medical community deal with these clogged arteries by means of stents and bypass surgeries. Don't need them. However, numerous testimonies all over the world. When people switch to a raw diet, that's the quickest way to clean your arteries out. You know, do I have to buy a supplement to help clean my arteries out? Change your diet. Your arteries are going to shift 100%. By simply eliminating meat-source food, we can reduce our risk of ever having a heart attack or stroke by as much as 96%. And if you stop doing the pharmaceuticals, over-the-counter prescription drugs, you know, and stop thinking that you have a disease that you're trying to correct and using herbal supplements to correct the disease don't match, because that vibrates to the frequencies of the cells, not to a disease. So there's nothing in a diet or pharmaceuticals, supplements that's going to correct a disease, because that's a fictitious name for cellular malfunctions in the condition of your body. And you want to change the environment so the cells can get everything it needs. And your environment is created by the foods you put in your body, the blood, the water, how much waste and junk is in it, and what grows inside of that environment that steals your good nutritions from you. So you have to think about the environment. It's very crucial. So he says, no difference between Christians and non-Christians' health. What I have shared here takes place in the physical body of both Christians and the non-Christians. The spiritual condition of a person has nothing whatsoever to do with health consequences due to the consumption of things that harm the physical body. The reason for this is that there are natural laws governing the physical body of every human. That is why Christians are just as sick as non-Christians, and spiritual Christians are just as sick as not so spiritual Christians. So once again, it is a matter of simply reaping what you sow. Organic animal source foods are all still dangerous. I mean, it's still meat. It's cleaner, you know, it's healthier. They're not giving the animals any kind of drugs, giving it good food, but it's still meat, and it still processes through the body the same way. And so you want to definitely think about that it doesn't matter if it's organic or not organic in terms of how it processes through your body. Now, how they grow it and what they eat with it puts more poisons in your body. So you want to think about that as well. And then in closing, he says, yes, health is a matter of choice. And I'm hoping that this article has assisted our Christian communities. I'm putting these two videos up on these two shows up on my YouTube channel, so you can take it and share with your pastor, your minister. Hallelujah Acres has a wonderful program to help pastors turn their Bible study Wednesdays into health study Wednesdays with the book, and help your church eliminate that sick and shut-in list. And just maybe the pastor might not be so quick to tell you to go to the doctor, take the pill, have the surgery, and you can assist other people too. He says, over 40 years ago, after having eaten a sad diet for 42 years in my life and experiencing all the horrible consequences the consuming of that diet brought me, I made the choice to change what I ate. In 1976, I rejected Satan's diet and the world's sad diet and started eating the foods God said we should eat in Genesis 1:29. The results, within 1 year of making that diet change, every single physical problem I was experiencing before the diet change disappeared, including my cancer. And I started experiencing incredible health. That was over 40 years ago. I'm now in my 80s. This is Reverend Malkmus talking, remember, with a lean and muscular, well-exercised, energized, busty, healthy body that doesn't have any aches or pains. Yes, growing old don't make you sick. It's being sick that make you grow old. That's Tim Morrow saying. Yes, a body that would be the envy of anyone half my age. Will you consider health also? The choice is yours. And again, if you are not already on any kind of diet, the Hallelujah Diet, their program, if you're not a person that want to really work with somebody else, you can work with yourself. It assists you. That's why I just send people out to the site. read the information, follow the recipes, take better care of yourself, know what's going on, because the bottom line to health, family, community is this temple that you're in and how you're moving it around in it and what you're keeping inside of it. And so, take that deep breath, that Kundalini breath, and know that whatever you're experiencing in your physical body starts with a state of consciousness. And when you shift your consciousness away from disease care, you can begin to really heal. And when you look at how you're feeding your body, and just honor your body for a moment and give it some live food. And when you start feeling good, don't just stop and say, I feel good, and go back. You know, we all go through what we go through. And that's why I say I'm a balanced eater. I never say I'm this or I'm that. I used to say I was a vegan, I was a vegetarian, I was this kind of eater. I honor my body. I honor myself. I eat the things I need. But I do know one thing, that you cannot eat a lot of meat. You definitely cannot eat a lot of meat. It slows the body down and it complicates it. And again, that's the thing about having organic meat, that it's not full of chemicals and man-made stuff. So if you're going to eat it, at least make it organic. But it's very important. The digestive system is the whole care of the body, how you take care of yourself. It starts with the mouth and it works all the way down. Colon hydrotherapy. I've been a colon hydrotherapist for a number of years. I ran a center for 12 years, and I'm looking at even the smallest person that comes in. They still have a lot of waste in their bodies, and they're shocked because they think because they're small. But when you understand cellular ecology, the science of lithology, you understand how the body works. You don't have to be as fat as they say and hold a lot of fluid and waste in your body. You can be very tiny and do the same thing. And so we can't look at somebody and judge by the way they look, if they're healthy or if they're not healthy, because a person that's heavy can be a vegan, a raw eater, and have no meat in their body and still be heavy. So we can't judge by looking at a person. Only you know what's going on with your body. So if you're out there complaining, all I'm saying to you is you don't have to complain anymore. All you have to do is really shift your energy and take better care of yourself. It's called conscious self-health care. And we're here to help you begin to make that move, because that's where the future is going. Conscious self-health care. So we're talking about making a choice. I thank Reverend Malkmus for this article, for what he has done for the Christian community for the past 30 years. And again, if there's any pastors out there, you're listening, you want to talk to your pastor, you want to create a program in your church, all the materials are available for you to be able to bring your community together, Christian community together, and let's start healing together. We're talking about really healing, moving from disease care, helping each other stop the pharmaceuticals, looking at the new frontier information. I mean, even this morning on GMA, Good Morning America, there's this doctor that got this new book out that's trying to tell you how to talk to your doctor. But he actually said this morning on the show that the third leading cause of death in America is iatrogenetics, and that's caused by doctors. So if heart disease is number one, cancer is number two, it's all caused by the thought of disease thinking and how you care for your body. And they're not going to tell you that it's the food, but look what they feed you when you go into the hospital, when you call yourself getting well. Sodas, sugar, salt. I don't care what you're in there for. Then they tell you to go home and talk to your nutritionist. And look what they feed you when you go there. And you keep getting sicker, weaker. And if you want to make a change, you can. I don't care how long you've been sick. I don't care how long you had your disease. But if you're not ready to go from a disease, you can shift your energy now. You can make a big difference in your life. All you got to do is just take a moment and say so, because sepsis is real. And you don't want to get serious infections in your body because you got petrified food sitting in there. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to have to call you in and say that, we got to look in your colon. You don't want them cutting on your body and going in your body. Your body wasn't designed to be cut on, to be opened up, to be looked into. That's how they end up with scar tissue. And then that builds up in your body and cause problems. So let's just say we want to shift our energy. Take that deep breath and come on over to Conscious Self Health Care. It's a whole lot of people over here, and we are ready to assist you, and it's the time, and you're not alone. So you are tuned into Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Karen Khadijah Davis-Foulks, broadcasting live from Washington, D.C., and it's all about conscious self-health care. When you think good, have good thoughts, you can vibrate to awesome understanding, and, you can have a wonderful life. You don't have to worry about being sick, having a heart attack. Don't worry about what your grandparents had or what your mother had, what your father had, because we understand epigenetics now, and it's all about your thoughts, your thinking, and your actions for yourself, for your body. And you don't need no one's permission to shift your energy. Take control. Go to your doctor and tell them, I want off the drugs. I'm changing my diet. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do now so I can get to where I need to be. Put them to work. They got you on them. Tell them to help you get off of them. And change your diet and change your life. Tune in next week. We're going to have a great show. Take that Kundalini breath. And remember, pound, feel good humanity. Pound, bear disease thinking. Visit me on Facebook. Connect with me on LinkedIn. And just begin to smile, family. It's all right. It's all good. You are loved.
And be loved. Could you be loved? Oh, now. And be loved. Don't let them fool you.